Did you listen to it, damn it?
No. Okay. Are we ready to continue?
All right.
See, I believe so.
So where are we at?
Do you? Do you? Therapist.
I'm not
Oh.
certain you do.
I know life matters.
Do you?
I'm not certain you do.
Takes a deep whiff of patient.
I smell faint hints of suicide.
Never.
Or at the very least, self-mutilation.
Tell me he's missed the point.
You've missed the point.
To self.
Or have I missed the point?
There's no freedom in death.
There's great pain in death.
But at the end of time, when all we see is burned out husk, when all the matter of the cosmos has been spread far and wide, and the distance from one atom to the next is further than the breadth of the universe today, what will our lives have mattered? What would 10,000 years to a lifetime matter? Or 10 seconds?
But that's my lifetime. To me it matters.
How is it yours?
It belongs to me.
Does it?
It contains all I have.
All you have. But you have only one thing.
My body.
Your body? No, you don't have that. It's on loan until the day you die. And then it will be gone. Poof! Dust! It's not really yours. You don't have it.
My mind?
So you think you can lose that at any time.
Then what? What do I have?
This moment. The one you're in. All your belongings, the clothes you're wearing, your trendy haircuts. You don't have any of those. The only thing you have is right now, and soon it will be over. And there will be another right now. And when that right now is here, it will become the only thing you have. And this right now, the one we're in at this very moment, and all the other right nows that came before, they will be gone. Stolen by time. Ripped away from you for all eternity. You will never get them back. And no matter how many times they roll over and over in your head, they'll never be as crisp as those few seconds in which your memories were formed. The moment in what you have, and you'll never have anything but.
What is he telling you now?
Lies. He's telling me lies.
Are you sure? Are you certain he isn't telling you truths?
Lies.
And yet, that which you desire to be falsity and fallacy so often isn't. That which the brain reacts most harshly against is the very thing we must carve out and inspect.
I have meaning. I have life. I have meaning in life.
What meaning? The meaning of life is the insertion of meaning into life. We exist for no reason other than to create our own purpose.
Adoration for the unloved, generosity for the weak, comfort for the ill at ease.
She's right. The Fawn is right.
I'm sorry.
The Fawn is right. We live to bring goodness to the world, to do good works.
Well now, seriously? I don't think that the meaning of life is something we can determine in one session.
Good works. Bah! That was horrible.
I was up here. We must show kindness to our brothers and sisters.
Good works. There's no such thing as good, and there's no such thing as evil.
There's peace and harmony with the earth and with humanity.
That which we call good is merely selflessness. That which we call evil is merely selfishness.
To therapist.
The Beaver is saying there's no good and evil.
To patient.
Discuss in greatest detail these concepts of good and evil. Are you afraid of hell? Are you afraid of burning? Does heaven await? Does heaven await?
I'm really stoned.
Does glorious God in the sky, white-bearded man in flowing robes woven of golden clothes await?
Think of it for just a moment. Thievery, murder, adultery, rape, selfishness, the fulfillment of our desires for the purpose of passing along our genetic code. Generosity, compassion, monogamy, chastity, the fulfillment of the desires of those around us for the purpose of passing along our genetic code.
Who will dance with me?
Takes patient by the hand and drags him along on a dance around the maypole type procession through the trees of the forest, calling back to Beaver.
What a beautiful scene.
Wait! You're saying that it makes no difference whether we live a life of kindness or cruelty?
What's the point? In the end, we do it all so that we can fuck, don't we? Greed gives us more possessions, which makes us more attractive mates, which allows us to fuck more. Gluttony ensures that we are well fed, which helps us live longer, so we can fuck more. Giving to those who are in need improves the health of our society, and people will live longer, so we can fuck more. Kindness to those around us makes people like us, which makes it easier to find a mate with which to fuck more. Getting married means we fuck more. Cheating our spouse means we fuck more. Everything we do that could possibly be thought of as moral or immoral is designed simply to ensure the person doing it gets to fuck more.
Finally breaking free of Fawn.
I do good things because I am a good person. I do them without thought of reward.
Oh, you'll break my heart.
Drops to the floor.
No, you don't. You don't do anything for any reason because you don't make any decisions. What you think you are doesn't really exist. What I think I am doesn't really exist. And whatever that damn doctor over there thinks he is doesn't exist either.
Point blanket therapist.
I am not a vagina!
Disinterestedly making a note in his book.
Vaginal rejection is a sign of deeper psychosymptomatic issue.
Oh, shit. You see, we don't make decisions. Our brains make them. And by that I mean the cells which make up our brains make them. And in turn, the molecules that make up the cells that make up our brains make them. And in turn, the atoms that make up the molecules that make up the cells that make up our brains make them. And in turn, the various particles that make up the atoms, which make up the molecules, which make up the cells, which make up our brains make them. Decisions come and go, to be sure, but we don't make them. We just think we do. Free will is an illusion thrust upon us, our limited intellect's inability to process the 100 billion tiny choices our brain makes each instant.
I think, therefore I am.
The electrons in your head think, therefore they are. You are but a strange side effect.
I think, therefore I breathe. Ether.
Sorry.
To therapist.
Ether?
Yeah, I think, therefore I breathe the ether. Poop joke!
Go for him.
I'm sorry?
I seem to recall there was some sort of poop joke in my dream right here, but I've forgotten what it was.
Well, improvise. Make something up.
Well, there was this, poop. And the poop was in a bar. No, wait. It went into a bar and, sat at the bar. The poop was in a bar and it was talking to, the drink pouring person. Oh, no. No, there was this cowboy, right? In the bar. This cowboy, and he was drinking whiskey, and then the cowboy turns to the poop, and, hey there, you look like, you're really happy. And the poop, it said, well, yes, sir, I sure am, Mr. Cowboy, I really am. But the cowboy was like, but you look like crap. What could you possibly have that you could be happy about? Then the poop, okay? It turns to the cowboy, and says, I'm happy because I've fallen in love today, good sir. But so then the cowboy looks at the poop, and he looks it up and down, and he says, but you're a turd. I'd have to say that's a load of bullshit. So then the poop says, no, sir, no bullshit. But she was the loveliest pile of horse shit I've ever laid eyes on.
Clapping along with Beaver.
Bravo.
Patient vows.
The sun is beginning to set.
The sun?
It will be dark soon.
The monster.
What? Is it here? Has it arrived? What does it taste like? Fear?
I cannot tell. but it will be here soon. We must run. We must escape.
Begins to attempt to run away, but his legs move in slow motion. Although everyone around him can move freely and his upper body is unaffected, it is as if the patient's legs are in thick molasses.
Go! Lead the way! We'll follow.
I'm trying.
Walking around patient as he runs in super slow motion. Deadpan.
Oh, sorry. You don't appear to be making much progress.
We can get away if we just try.
Not at that rate, you won't.
Fawn.
Hide then. Please, hide.
She won't.
Stop the sun.
How does one stop the sun?
I hear it. I smell the creature on the horizon.
To patient.
Would you wait with me? Would you hold me and wait with me?
Shadows will own us soon, and we will be ended.
Reaching Fawn and taking her into his arms.
I'm here.
And so we wait.
The entire cast strikes a tableau in which, with Beaver watching the horizon, therapist recording in his notebook, Fawn on the forest floor, and patient wrapped protectively around her. Lights to black for 7 seconds, then spotlight on therapist's chair. He's sitting in it, notebook in hand. Patient is laying on the chaise lounge. They're exactly as they were when the lights came up on the forest. Therapist stands.
You seem the hero,
I like to think so.
a protagonist, longing. Is there a flavor of impulse, control, disorder?
I beg your pardon?
Think carefully before you answer this next question, for in it, all the answers may lie. Are you anorexic?
No.
I thought as much. Would you excuse me for just one moment?
Oh, by all means.
Nurse!
This is yelled with desperation at a steadily rising volume. Entering from stage left and briskly walking towards therapist until she stands immediately before him. At your service.
If the cankerous whore of Babylon stood breeding before me this very instant, she could not provide a more repugnant sight than the one you do. Therefore, be rid of yourself!
Glory, glory, hallelujah. She bows as a student to a sensei and still bowing walks quickly off stage left backwards.
Relief.
How wonderful for you.
Grace is met with gratitude.
My dream?
What?
My dream. The one I was just telling you about.
Well, of course. What of it?
What is your opinion?
A travesty. A laborious event to endure. You have my sympathies.
Oh, if only sympathies were enough.
You wretched, debased creature.
The pain.
However did you manage?
Survival?
Survive.
Grape trees.
Grape trees. I might have known.
Indeed.
Such verdant solace.
Grape trees.
But grapes don't grow on trees.
Tell me, please, have I lost my mind?
Oh, I think there may be some misplacement. Perhaps wandering, astray, roaming. But I would not go so far as to say lost.
My mind is astray.
Well, all misplaced. Well, we all misplace them for a time.
Like feral cats.
Looking at notebook.
Undoubtedly an ailment arising from the illusion of self-control, inducing over inflated sense of your understanding of importance.
Importance of what?
All things, your dream would lead a literate man like myself to curse books. Of course. This is really hard, Justin. And perhaps, no, definitely, burn them as an effigy of your god.
As an effigy of your god?
Exactly what I was trying to say.
My god is your god.
With one vast difference. Of course, penitence doesn't lead my god to, shall we say, climactic release. Shut up, fuckface.
I've been good, so I go to heaven.
He who does good works for the entry to heaven would do evil works for the same reward.
None of this seems relevant.
Oh, it's right here. In your dream.
Points to notebook.
Dissent is idiotic.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness the dream is over.
Over?
Finished, concluded, resolved, deceased.
Desisted.
Desisted.
Deceased. Oh, but it's not over.
No?
There's quite a bit more.
More.
Doubtless.
I'm nauseated.
Should I be?
If you have intelligence.
Then perhaps we should not continue.
No. I hate it. So therefore, let us think.
As you say.
Lights to black for 7 seconds. The lights come up. The tableau from before, except everyone has fallen asleep in the same place where they previously stood. Beaver and Therapist are on the ground, but Fawn has fallen asleep in Patient's arms. He remains wrapped around her.
The sun is up.
It's morning?
The night is over.
Fawn, are you okay?
Of course. Fantastic.
Oh, thank goodness.
Catching the sight of Fawn for the first time.
Oh my God! Oh Lord, no!
What? What is it?
Fawn!
Yes?
What?
Look at her!
She looks fine. Normal.
Just as hideous as before.
Are you blind? She's ruined.
How?
I'm ruined?
The monster! The monster must have done this. The beast has reached her somehow.
I never saw it. Are you certain?
Takes Fawn's arm and holds it extended, level to the ground. The sniffs it from bicep to wrist. This should appear almost as if he's snorting a line of cocaine off her arm, but it's also an inspection of some sort.
Awesome.
You missed a line.
What? Nothing in it. She's been injected!
Injected?
Infected!
No.
Yes, the poor creature. Struck down so young.
But I'm fine.
With pity.
She never even realized it happened.
Aren't I?
And I barely had a chance to know her.
Death. This could be significant. I absolutely think death might be significant.
Leads Fawn down center stage and lays her out like a corpse in a casket on the ground. While doing so, he mournfully conducts funeral rites.
May those gathered here today in memoriam find comfort in the placidity with which the deceased was stripped from us. And surely, though we grieve today, let us remember the joys of yesterday and the thankful smiles of this one over whom we protected.
I didn't need protected. I'm fine.
No, you're dead.
Back to rites.
Yea, I shall not fear death, though it hangeth over my head like an anvil from those cartoons I watched when I was young. You know the ones on Saturday morning? Oh, I'm sure you've all seen them.
I'm not dead.
Shh! Quiet down now.
Don't tell me to shh.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
Well, no, in a literal sense, death is never okay. It's one of the most painful events we face during our time in this world. But in this case, it's okay.
No, it isn't.
At this point, Fawn's struggles against Beaver become more animated. Two others.
She's struggling now, but she'll accept it in time.
I will not.
Struggles harder,
Hey, dead animals don't argue.
raising and breaking away.
Breathe in my torso. My lungs inflate, Beaver.
For now.
There's voice in my mouth and fire beneath my skin. My hair and my horns grow. I see you.
The aberration reached you, took you, carried you away, ripped your heart from your chest.
Yet there is still joy. I feel it beating beneath my breast.
Takes Beaver's hand and places it above her heart.
And you do too. And if
The abomination?
the abomination has carried me away, and in the dark torn me asunder, then like the day at the rising sun, I have been made new. Anew.
Only.
So, the deer died but lived, and the rodent couldn't see it.
Yes.
This seems to suggest a fear of death. Are you afraid of death?
No more so than spiders.
Guardian angels?
Toasted pickles.
I see.
When I was young, I begged my mother to tell me about that black place, death. Does it hurt? Does it? I asked her. She replied, not nearly as much as it hurts those who love you.
Sadly irrelevant, but a touching anecdote nonetheless.
Gladly irreverent.
Like a joke in an empty can.
Empty cavern, echoing for 1 billion years.
We've been waiting here, waiting for 1 billion years.
Like the echo alive?
Bouncing across the walls.
Bouncing and bouncing,
All along the walls.
and waiting
To be shown our
to
eyes.
see them from the outside,
To be shown them from outside the walls.
and to show them.
But wouldn't it disgust you to see them? Like the sound of one's own voice. Wouldn't it repulse you to see your own face?
But we would never know that they're ours.
It'd be like embers hovering above the bonfire.
Emerging from the ether tree?
The ether.
Ew. Emerging from either...
From ether.
From the ether.
Ether. Emerging from the ether.
3 feet.
Why is that screwing
It's
me?
kind of weird. It does look like trees.
Emerging from the
But I'm drunk.
beneath their faces. I'm slightly buzzed.
What if they sicken you?
I've never seen my own face.
Trust me, you don't want to.
Might I dance with myself? Do you think I would?
Of course! And I would sit with myself and talk for hours upon hours. Me and I would discuss all the universe, from the halted frenzy of the globular cluster to the violent spinning torrents of the pulsars and the desperate attractions at the heart of the atom.
Surely I would sing myself songs forgotten since childhood. We'd explore the paths of the forest and wait, frozen for hours, to see upon whom a bird might alit first.
I tell myself all the bawdy jokes I've long forgotten.
And you?
I'm unsure. All those things, I guess.
All and more?
I guess.
Might you find love?
Of course not.
Never.
Why not?
That's vulgar.
Therapist begins repeating the word vulgar over and over again. This moves through various stages. Initially, it is as if he is repeating the word simply to convince himself of the soundness of his argument. Then it becomes more of a childish schoolyard taunting. Then it becomes more sing-song until it eventually ends up in an operatic performance. The whole process should not be rushed.
Vulgar. You see?
It's perverse.
I don't understand.
Selfish.
Where you would have love, dear should be distance. Have patience.
Have patient sickness for yourself.
Have a patient sickness for yourself, never letting loose or dropping guard. Be vigilant against vanity and absorb all pain. Absorb it until you bleed. Absorb it after you bleed. Absorb it until it makes others bleed.
I have to find myself ugly.
Mustn't you hold your own hand before the hand of your neighbor?
Never.
How can you hold the hand of the world then?
I don't think I should. The world has germs.
Loathe them.
They are you.
All the more reason to hate them.
But, like children huddled in a house against the night, together we wait and wonder at a universe larger than ever we dreamed. And here, kept warm in our tiny abode, we squabble for every square inch of floor. Too young to venture into the night, we find our brothers and sisters when we should take up their hands and protect them from the cold.
Utopian madness.
The patient.
You want to live.
At therapist.
He helps to live. Or he wants to live. In all the men and women among you, there is but one deepest desire, to drive, to continue living. Why then do we rob each other of life? We receive this in one instant, in a split second in the long history of everything in which to laugh, cry, breathe, and boast. This one time to dance. Why then are so many so eager to end it? What crime, what travesty could be worth stealing the last breath of your brother? What bit of land is worth the death of so many men? What God could command the slaughter of a nation he created? What murder is truly justified in kind?
Communist drivel.
I would kiss my sister and hold her against the night. And if she would weep, let her weep in my arms. And if she would shout, let me soothe her voice. And if she would laugh, let us join in it together. So some corner of the life is filled with joy and jubilation. And here the dark does not intrude.
Beaver.
Oh, sorry. The universe is cold and inhospitable. Most of it would kill us instantly. It is a place of nightmare.
Here we are safe. If you would have had it that way.
Absurdities. Absurdities. I see no point whatsoever in anything she has spoken. No, no. No, no, no. It seems, sir, that your psyche. has come unhinged. Cuckoo. You need 500 cc's of capitalism mainlined into your bloodstream. A hypodermic injection, perhaps, in your...
It's carotid artery.
or your...
Aorta.
Yes, sir. You must cease such socialist daydreams. This is my professional opinion.
But one day, the people will own the means of production.
Blasphemy.
We will eradicate the proletariat scum and live on the moon!
Ha! The moon. You will be a haven of democracy. Why do you think there is an American flag on it? We've got dibs.
It will be a communist colony of great wonder. Glasnost for the cosmos!
Communism has died. It's over. It's lost. Capitalism reigns.
Capitalism is a dying concept, and its days are numbered. In a future where all production is automated, when machines make and sell everything for less than a human body could, what choice is there?
Or prostitution, of course.
What will it be that finally eradicates the human race?
Global warming.
Global thermonuclear holocaust.
Global venereal disease.
Fear.
When I studied psychological human interpersonal dynamics at Oxford, dude, this shit is fucking ridiculous.
Psychophysiological
human interpersonal dynamics.
At Oxford, I felt quite a lot of that.
Does anybody want beer?
I'm good.
See.
Did it?
Lemonade.
Are we taking a short little break here?
No, just
It's only been like 20 minutes.
Sorry. Almost done. Would you like one, Justin?
No, I've got a full. I just got one. Did it?
no.
Did it?
I don't know.
Did it kill you?
No.
Oh. Is it going to kill you?
No.
Oh. I'm gonna get that in yet. Beaver.
Boo. Fawn.
Fawn.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let's go back. All right, let's go back. Did it kill you?
No.
Oh. Is it going to kill you?
No.
Oh.
Moo.
Yay!
I don't succumb to fear because I have purpose.
I don't know if I have purpose, so maybe I don't know if I feel fear.
They don't feel fear.
Motions to Fawn and Beaver, who have wandered towards one particular tree.
They're animals.
Duplicity. They are bizarre. These things. These walking, talking things.
Studies them for a moment.
What are they doing?
Oh, now they're haggling.
Over what?
That tree.
That tree? But haven't there been trees all along?
Oh, yes, but no.
Staring at a tree off to one side of the stage.
10,000. No more.
But it's worth at least 20.
So says you.
Joining them.
But it's just a tree.
Just a tree? Ha!
It's much more than a tree. It's worth much more than 10,000.
Well, I'd consider 12.
What about that one over there?
Motions to a different tree.
How much is that one?
That one? Why, it's worthless, of course.
13.5.
Well, how come that one is trivial, but this one is valuable?
Because he wants this one.
15.75. But that's as high as I'll go.
But what does he want it for?
Look at this tree. You can explain all there is about this tree, can't you?
I can.
You can explain the life cycle of the tree.
200 years or more it will stand sentinel in the forest, every year growing a little thicker, as visible by rings deep in its core, thinner in dry years and thicker in wet, spawned from a seed blown in on the wind.
And you can explain the biology of the tree.
Xylem transports water from its roots to its branches. Its leaves contain countless yawning mouths, stomata, through which it breathes, each exhale taking with it a little water vapor. Now, this creates a vacuum at the top of the tree, and a little more of the life-giving fluid is drawn up. Phloem allows complex carbohydrates to travel down the trunk to the roots from the leaves.
And you can explain the chemistry of the tree?
Nitrogen and phosphorus, and carbon mostly. Carbon drawn from the air and broken free of CO2. The exhalation of oxygen, that caustic and reactive gas that makes our lives possible. Nitrogen, meanwhile, is collected from the earth, though it is abundant in the air around us.
And you can explain the mathematics of the tree?
Fractal patterns. They repeat, but at random intervals. The trunk splits into branches, which split into smaller branches, which split into twigs. Fractals are found everywhere in nature. It is the architecture of which all life is built. Seashells, blood vessels, bird feathers, and palm fronds. Close tight your eyes, and the mind brings forth colorful fractals like chimera from the darkness.
And you can explain the beauty of the trees?
Long beat of silence as patient stares at her dumbfounded.
You can explain all there is about this tree? Explain its beauty?
But nobody can do that.
And yet we all see it.
No longer able to contain himself.
Fine, 20,000.
Sold.
Ha ha!
Gleefully hops from one foot to foot while examining the tree.
Congratulations.
Don't congratulate me. Congratulate her. She robbed me blind.
Robbed you blind? Then why'd you pay it?
Well, it was a fair market value.
I see.
You're spilling my beer. You do?
Or don't. Now what?
Now what? Now I eat.
It.
It. Sorry.
No, you don't. You use it to build a dam. You stop the waters.
That is a common misconception about beavers. In fact, we simply eat the wood.
And the dams?
We steal them from weasels. Noble creatures, weasels, but much more so than us beavers. Ironic that they've become synonymous with the opposite, don't you think?
To Beaver.
I see the nobility in you.
You do?
Oh, yes.
To Fawn.
And I see forgiveness in you.
To Fawn.
And grace.
To patient.
And in you, I see wonder.
To patient.
Earnestness.
You do?
Of course.
Sometimes when I'm alone, I see my desires.
When I'm alone, I see my fears.
When I'm alone, I see the clouds racing home.
I see things too.
You do?
I see them now, even.
Where?
Right there.
Points at patient.
Look. Oh, just look at that.
What?
Can't you feel it? Inside you? Fat green bags of cash behind your eyes?
Be aware.
His lust is infectious.
Lust?
Lust? No. To my heart I'll hold you like a son, and drain every penny like copper drops from your blood veins.
Like a father.
Like a leech.
No one will treat anyone like anything. No sons, no fathers, no copper drops dripped or drawn.
Returning to notebook.
Aha! That's it. I've got it. Abandonment issues. You know, if you would just get over them, you'd see that I only behave this way because I care about you.
That's what you're here to do. Help me get over them.
I can't do that. I can't just cure you. I can only help guide you to curing yourself.
I was never abandoned.
Think hard.
No.
Yes.
When?
You were young.
And?
Left alone.
I don't remember.
But the fawn proves it.
How?
How? Just look at her.
Fawn snaps into an absurdly gleeful tableau.
I see what you mean.
And the solution is?
Rape her.
Did you say rape her?
Yes. Think of it as a prescription.
My
A
God.
prescribed raping.
Must I rape her?
Laughing dismissively.
Well, she's not going to give it to you. Over
Oh my God.
But that's violent. I tried to avoid violent.
No, it isn't. None of it's real, remember?
Is not the fantasy as morally irrelevant as the reality?
To Beaver.
Not unless I say so.
To patient.
Take her over there, behind that tree, rape her behind that tree. It'll help you.
You're certain?
Certain.
Then definitely I should defiantly rape her.
Over there, behind the tree.
I can't stop you, but if you do it, you'll regret it.
Patient leaves with Fawn, drags her behind the tree that therapist pointed to. Beaver and therapist are alone on the stage and stare awkwardly at each other for a few beats.
I'm not a vagina.
I can't understand anything you're saying to me.
In that case, you're a dick.
Really impatient.
How's it going?
Poking his head out.
Well, it's not as easy as I expected.
What are you talking about? You just forced yourself upon her.
Throughout this section, patient will continue to try to interject, but therapist will continue speaking without pause.
Yes, but...
Brutally tearing the clothing from her body, you pry her legs open.
I know...
You should make certain that your breath is hot upon her face, and the palms of your hands should be clammy with sweat.
Well, I don't know if the...
And if she struggles too much, it is, of course, acceptable to punch her in the face.
Oh my god!
Possibly even break her nose.
Oh, but...
And then, preferably with one hand clammed down on her neck, you penetrate her body. Thrusting viciously into her, bruising her thighs from the impact. Think of your anger. Think of your dominance over her, and let these thoughts bring you to climax.
I don't want to see an audience's reaction
And
to that.
insemination.
Well, yeah, but...
Enough discussion. Begin.
Patient returns behind the tree, and there is an awkward silence for 6 seconds. At Beaver.
Staring contest. Go.
Therapist and Beaver begin staring each other down. They are both fixated eye to eye and circle each other like animals preparing to fight. There is a level of extreme concentration, almost exertion in their faces. After 10 seconds, we hear Fawn and Patient. There is a sound of struggling, followed shortly thereafter by the sound of Fawn laughing, not breaking eye contact.
Well, how's it coming?
Patient and Fawn emerge. Fawn is incredibly joyful, nearly dancing.
I couldn't do it.
Breaking eye contact to look at Patient.
Your loss.
Or gain.
I think now that a clearer picture of your psychopathology
Psychopathologically.
Psychopathologically. Come on. Read, Peter.
is appearing.
My psychopathology?
Your sickness.
Am I sick?
Obviously. Why else would you have come to me?
Help?
Hardly.
Aid?
Absurd.
Support?
Sickness.
But I don't see sickness in me.
As the broken gear knows not it is missing teeth.
How am I lost?
It is a kind of violence wrapped around your...
Amygdala.
I'm not even trying.
That's the rodent part of my brain.
The rat part.
Both patient and therapist look at Beaver.
Don't look at me!
Violence.
This is the stern pointed
Oh,
figure.
violence?
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
sorry.
In a Jeff Hughes kind of voice.
Dick.
Oh, violence? Is that right, Doc? First I was a First I was a Vajiji. Then I was a communist. And now I'm violence.
Correct.
Incorrect!
I am not here to be questioned. I am not here to be doubted. And most certainly not by a vaguely recalled figment of reverie.
I am as real as you.
No, you're nothing but a sculpture of the psyche. Of sex and sin and anger. You are insubstantial as the impression that will remain once he's awoken.
You think you understand this life you lead? You think you see the world around you? You believe for even a moment that the lurking grip with which you cling to the sheer cliff face of your comprehension of reality cannot slip?
I do.
And why? What makes you think what you see is real? What makes you think what you are is real?
Because I am substantial.
You're a master.
You are master.
Kung Fu is best.
Grab drinking from hand. Okay. You are matter, but matter is empty. Particles and atoms, like space dust, aloft an array of light, vastly distant, yet perfectly balanced by the forces between.
To therapist.
What are you then?
You are more empty space than bulk.
You are a hollow man.
You are an energy field treading on a larger energy field. The negative charge of your outermost electrons preventing you from passing right through one another.
You talk.
Yeah, sorry.
You talk to energy, and you walk with energy, and you make love to energy, and you whisper to it while it sleeps.
Like a ghost alive, where you spirit already. How could you know? Were you spirit? Were your spirit already? That should be your.
No, it's were you spirit already?
Oh, were you spirit already? There's a question. I'm really drunk now. Were you spirit already? How could you know? And yet you are.
Pointing at therapist.
This creature you see is but only your mind's method of grasping at an inconceivable reality.
Speaking rapidly.
I'll have fun with
Electron,
this
9
one,
times 10
dude.
negative 44 meters cubed. Protons, neutrons, 1.5 times 10 negative 41 meters cubed. Human, 99%. Hydrogen, carbon. Oxygen, 1.8 times 10, 25, 7 multiplied by 16 plus 4.7 times 10 to 27 multiplied by 1 plus 7 times 10, 20 times 12 equals less than the space occupied by a teardrop.
At this point, Beaver slows his speech.
Remove the empty space from between your particles, and a human being compresses to space smaller than the drop of a tear. And what of the entire human race? 6.3 times 10 to the negative third meters cubed, or 0.63 liters. The entire human race within the space of a pail. The rest is but emptiness and electrical charge.
In a voice rising from conversational to maniacal, from this point on, the tone of all the characters should grow angrier until reaching the peak at the end of the dream.
I don't believe I want to suffer this anymore.
You suffer only yourself.
He grabs Patient by the shoulders and leads him around the stage in Mock's expedition.
I suffer terrible.
Yes, well, you are terrible.
What of this fractured reality?
Ignore it.
How do I ignore what's inside me?
Simple. Turn blindsided.
But this place is rapture. Is it bad that this place makes me wish to sing aloud?
Giving it a great amount of thought before answering.
Yes. Never do that.
Sing?
No. Wish.
Where are we going?
To that end we find.
At this point, they find themselves standing before Fawn. She is grinning widely.
I'm pregnant.
That end is found.
What?
She is pregnant? Quite far along.
By who?
You?
No.
Yes.
But we never had relations.
Almost happy or joyful.
Yeah.
You raped me there, behind the tree. Over there, behind that tree.
Well, yes, but it was never consummated.
And yet, she's pregnant.
A miracle.
A mistake.
And now we raise a family.
You don't look pregnant.
She's not showing.
How far along is she?
10 months.
But pregnancy only lasts 9 months.
Well, things work different for fawns.
Do they now?
Infestation of life. Terrorizing.
Terrorizing?
Oh, can there be anything more so? Think of the parasite that grows, devours.
Parasite?
Joy.
Fetus, I believe, is the technical term.
Feel it squirm beneath the skin. The thick movement of muscus and
Muscus?
Mucus. Yeah.
I'm muscus.
Cigarette break, dude.
Thick movement of muscus.
We're
We're like a
almost
couple
to
of
the end.
pages from the end.
Come on, baby.
Actually,
I'm not sure I see the fear.
Yes, you do.
I might not.
Your life ends as it begins.
Or one life is added to another,
Trapped under the weight of responsibility.
freed from the chains of loneliness.
You hate this fate.
I might like it.
I repeat my diagnosis of a deceased brain.
I'm it's a disease.
you said
Oh.
deceased.
It's disease.
How do you think of death fear?
I might like it. Fawn. Fawn, I might like it.
Might like what?
A child. Our child.
Oh, that. I lost it.
What?
I've lost it. I don't know where it's gone.
A tragedy?
I wasn't expecting that.
A misplacement. It was here, and no, it's not.
But I was ready to love.
Love?
Completely. Without hesitation or understanding. To give it without thought or threat of wilt.
You forget your own beauty.
Forget or deny.
Ignore.
You've given me remembrance of it.
A simple treasure.
In return, if I could give you anything, what would it be?
Why would you want from her?
What?
What? Why would we? Why would we want from her?
From you?
You.
What was you from you? Why would we want from you? You. Yeah.
That's it. You got it that time.
But you've given us voice, haven't you? Form. Is there more?
Why would we ask of you? Why wouldn't you ask of us?
Because you are not real. You are intangible. Do you understand yet? You are symbolic representations of fears, of desires, of fantasy. Justin, read that word.
Etc.
Etc.
You don't know how to read
Etc. 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 Ad nauseum.
Well, I can't read anything, so I can't pronounce you.
I think it is time to leave this place.
Is that a line?
Yes.
No, it's me. I think it's time to leave this place.
Feeling desperate. Oh,
Beaver.
not me.
Beaver, where am I?
I think it is time to leave this place.
I think it's time to leave this place.
No, that's
Oh,
me.
there we go.
I
Oh,
think
that's
it's
you.
time to leave this
Have you
place.
gleaned from us all there is to get then?
I'm weary.
It is time to leave.
No. But stay yet?
I can't. This place is impermanent.
Growing desperate.
But stay.
But I have to go.
But I love you. Why are you doing this? I don't understand. Don't you love me anymore?
To the therapist.
Stupid. She's pleading for my love.
Pleading. Peculiar.
Falling to her knees before patient.
Why are you going away from me? Please do not forsake me. All I want is your mercy. Please, oh God, please do not leave me. I wanted to make you happy. I can make you happy. I'll take every day to please you. I'll do anything. Just please tell me that you aren't going to leave. What would I do without you here? How could I breathe if not to say your name? My eyes will atrophy for want of your face. Can't you see what you mean to me? I have no name. Oh, I have no love at all but you. And you're stealing it from me. You're taking away my joy. Can't you see that? Did you think I'd let you steal my joy? No, you can't have it. It belongs to me. Don't you see? Only you can make me happy. And I will not let you take it away. I offered you everything I am. And this in return, on the love I spend, you will not throw me away.
I don't think I want to watch this anymore.
You must watch.
But I don't want to.
It is of the utmost.
Sorry.
It is of the utmost importance that you witness this particular occurrence. Look at her. Look at her eyes. You must remember it. You must be able to recall every tear, every drop.
To patient.
This
Pointing at Fawn.
is what you did.
This was never what I wanted.
Crawling on the floor at patient's feet, reaching up and clawing at his shirt.
Please, call me your baby girl. Please call me your baby girl.
This is good.
Please, call me your baby girl. Call me your baby girl, please.
It doesn't sound as good.
Call me your baby girl. Please, call me your baby girl.
Collapses completely on the floor, begins sobbing.
This
Circling
is-
patient.
This is what you do. This is what you create.
Points at Fawn and with malice.
This is what you make.
I want this to be over.
Covers ears, begins pacing slowly.
But we are finally learning something.
Yelling, ears still covered.
And then it is over.
Standing still in an expressionless mock of patient's cries.
And then it is over.
Still on the ground, wailing.
Right here.
Fawn, wailing.
And then it is over.
Gah!
Got.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
And I just do an expression.
Come on, it's a
mock.
reflex.
How would I expre-
An expressionless mock. You scream, mocking me.
Ah!
Yeah, exactly.
But expressionless, so I
And then Fawn woefully screams.
Ah!
It's like this. No, it's like this.
Expressionless.
It's like, I'm afraid and I want to leave, and she's in pain and you're mocking me. That's basically all it is.
Okay.
So it's like, I'll say a bunch of shit
Yeah,
and then you're
vagina.
gonna mock me. And then she's gonna be in pain. And then I'll say something and you mock me and she'll be in pain. That's pretty much how it works.
Okay.
So,
Ah!
yeah. And then it is over. Beaver, last line.
Where?
Last line on the page.
You brought us here! Did you do it in vain?
Yelling.
And then it is over. I don't know.
Still in pain.
Make things better.
Yelling, ears still covered in
It
throbbing.
is over.
Remember us!
It is over.
Remember me.
Over.
Lights go black for 7 seconds, and spotlight comes up on the chase lounge and therapist's chair. Patient and therapist are back in their original positions.
And that was it. It was over.
Fascinatingly dull.
Such is the way of my subconscious.
So it would seem.
I'm just glad I was able to get it off my chest.
And on to mine.
To share and learn.
If I may be so bold.
Good night.
Night, Granny.
Night.
If I may be so bold, the entire episode has left me with a feeling of filthy skin and unrinsed teeth.
Not my intention, I promise.
You know, a great man once said, "Don't shit in my knickerboxers if I'm still capable of doing it myself."
I don't grasp the relevance.
You, sir, have shat in my pantaloons.
Not my intention, I promise.
We shall see.
Do you find me cruel for having done it?
The clinical nature of our relationship prevents me from any form of rational critique.
But I pay you for your critiques.
You pay me for my ears.
And a fine set they are.
You really think so? Why, thank you. I got them from a Justin Read That Word
Jakartan.
street vendor in 1986, I believe it was.
Well, I commend you on your taste and smuggling abilities.
As you should.
You know, I feel better after talking to you.
That's not important, not at all. What is important is that we shine light onto the broken pieces of your brain.
Am I shattered like shards or snapped like glass?
If I had to venture a guess, I'd say you're knotted like wood, burst and splintered.
That scares me.
There. Though it may maim, it cannot kill.
Might I tell you something secret?
I see no reason to start now.
Sometimes I feel my life like falling leaves.
How so?
I picture a large maple, leaves full and green. I'm a young man, and each leaf is a hope or dream or love. But as time goes by, life turns to autumn, and the leaves turn vivid in fall. Dreams and loves left along the way, while the branches begin to show through. I fear that, as an old man, all the leaves will have fallen away. Oops, there's no way. The branches finally bare, and that this is what kills us. Not old age, not a rebellious body, but our leaves all fallen. With no more hope upon which to thrive, why not die? What the fuck?
What? Well then.
You should have pruned it. Any
Arborist.
worthy salt knows that.
Isn't that what you're here for? What you do?
No. I think of myself more as a woodpecker, probing for parasites. Or perhaps a pig, rolling in slop.
Beware, he is a mad dog.
I bit into a child for laughing too hard.
And whatever happened to him?
I watched him grow up, and it was quite nice. Like being part of the community.
It must have been marvelous.
A fine substitute for my own offspring,
I find solace in your words.
if you'll pardon me.
But of course.
Nerds!
This is yellow desperation in a steadily rising volume. Entering from stage left and briskly walking towards the therapist until she stands immediately before him. Ahoy, mein Herr.
You have a poopy face!
Radio.
Now go away!
Radio, old chap. She turns away, takes 2 graceful ballet steps, does a pirouette, and then ballet dances off the stage.
I believe the bell is chiming, sir.
There we come to the end of time.
And as it ends, I must too wonder whether you were the guide or the wanderer.
Whatever you would have.
I think the wanderer. It makes for a better tale.
Then thus it is.
Rising to leave.
Thank you, Doctor.
For my part, it was an annoyance.
I honestly think that this session has helped.
do a rob. Just get out.
Same bill, same time?
Of course. 5 pence on the morrow.
Before I go, might I ask one thing?
Ask away.
What is the final verdict?
Alright, now we have to take a cigarette break.
3 lines left.
Of what?
The dream. What do you think it meant?
Oh, that thing. I have utterly no idea. I can say but one thing with certainty. It definitely meant something.
Lights black. I stole your last
Oh,
line.
so nice. I actually quite enjoy being the nurse.
Yeah?
I do.
Ahoy, hoy, mein Herr.
Ahoy, mein Herr.
You have a poopy face.
You have a poopy
That is my
face.
favorite line in the entire thing, I have to tell you.
I'm honored that you directed me this time. So it must be done. That was awesome.
Cool.
Okay, now you can have a cigarette. Beaver.
I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
I love it. You know, there's so many things in there that I have thought about or read somewhere else, or, you know, like